Hello and welcome to Fireside History. Now, following the death of Shupaleumish to disease, the throne passed to his eldest son, Arnuwanda II. Now, while I painted a bleak image of the kingdom's current state of affairs, it wasn't so dire as what one might imagine. It was dire, but it could be managed. And as Shupaleumish had left uh, several capable sons, notably Telepinu and Sharikushu, who had a lot of experience in war, politics, and administration, and were great men themselves, more than able to, if they had to, um, take up the throne and improve upon their father's works. The which they would not do, as that would mean usurping their brother, whom they are loyal to. The greatest skill that Shupaleumish seems to have had was to encourage a certain brotherly love between his sons, who were not only loyal to one another, but genuinely cared for each other, so that they did nothing later when the youngest took up the throne. And that said, although removed from the succession, Sharikushu and Telepinu accepted it and embraced their roles as viceroys. Arnuwanda II thus had no rivals to the throne, although he immediately acknowledged his youngest brother, Mershali II, as heir, with the blessings of Telepinu and Sharikushu. So, the succession secured, Arnuwanda then proceeded to die, probably to the same plague that had swept away his father. So, two rulers now had just been swept away. And, well, the image painted by Mershali's 10-year annals paints a very bleak situation for, well, the child who became king of sorts. When my brother Arnuwanda became a god, the enemy lands who had not yet made war, these enemies' lands also made war. And the neighboring enemy lands spoke as follows. His father, who was king of the land of Hatti, and a hero king, held sway over the enemy lands, and he became a god. But his son, who sat upon his father's throne, and was previously a great warrior, fell ill, and he also became a god. Yet he who has recently sat upon his father's throne is a child. He will not preserve the land of Hatti and the territory of the Hatti lands. So, yeah. In the comprehensive annals, there's another follow-up of sorts, which I'll read now. You are a child. You know nothing, and instill no fear in me. Your land is now in ruin, and your infantry and chariotry are few. Against your infantry, I have many infantry. Against your chariotry, I have many chariotry. Your father had many infantry and chariotry, but you, who are a child, how can you match him? So obviously, Mershali was a very young king. And obviously his vassals didn't have much respect for him. His brothers did, but many probably dubbed that just simply brotherly affection. But here's the thing that the lands of Arzawa and others did not know. There was steel beneath the flesh of Mershali. There was a great deal of iron in his soul. And, well, only his family knew, as he had been a sheltered boy of sorts. And guess what? He's about to unveil that steel, or I should say that iron, in, well, starting in the next episode. So if you like this one, like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.